Cassandra Newton? I'm Paul Shaw. I'm your computer date.
You're Paul. Of course. Come in, Paul.
You have a nice house here.
What do you know about it? What do you know about anything? You're all over the place. Your mind's flitting around in all different directions. Close your eyes. Feel the warmth. Where is it?
You know, right here, the real rock and
The warmth is in you.
I'd like to show
You
you a
are
man that
There's
has
no
the gold
beginning, no
record out,
end.
and the
It's
real
all
proof
one.
of
Don't look at me.
Mr. Jesse Ventura.
I want you to feel that.
Such
Can
a
you feel
privilege
it?
to have a rock
You
star and wrestling star like yourself.
Becoming
I'll tell you what,
Yes, that's good.
I'm a
Oh
real man.
no!
I'm a man.
You're jumping to the result.
I'm not like
We've
them
got to start
$3
at the
bill rock
beginning.
stars. And
The
you know what
beginning
I'm
of
talking
all
about when I
energies.
say, like a $3 bill, like Prince, like Point George.
You feel that?
Yes, and Mick Jagger.
We've got to raise that energy out from that swamp, away from all those murky thoughts, all that lower force. Let it go upwards. With my fingertips, do you feel it? Moving upwards, branching out in all directions, raising up through the higher centers, to the source of all life. Let it open up through the mountains. Oh, do you feel it? Yes, it's good. You are all powerful. You can do anything. Oh, no! I'm not ready.
A rock star, man. I understand now that Mr.
feel that rhythm?
Wonderful all of a sudden got himself
We
to the
children
camp
must
and
become
he's got
one rhythm,
25,000
one
followers.
music, one harmony. We're
For
separate now.
anybody who cares
We've got to be one vibration, one great musical rhythm, one magnificent scale. Let it flow through you and into me and through you and back. Yes, yes, you're feeling it now. You're becoming one. Very good, very good. Yes, one rhythm, one harmony, one music. Very good, very good. You've achieved the result. I feel you know now, you know. We are one.
Those damn
one
elves.
great, beautiful
We need
energy.
to report back to the vision
Now
tree.
let it bring you forth. Take it to the mother of all energies, the earth. Terracotta. Let it take you down with it. Let it bring you. Come. Yes, that's good. Oh, you've learned. Come. Let it bring you. Let it bring you forward. Oh, very good. Very good. Your source.
You are
What's
a serious
happened
human being,
to your
Foxford.
source?
We kept an eye on you. You often know more than we would like. Please, keep quiet about this. The truth. It's difficult enough for human beings as it is.
So, I guess you're who I think you are.
I'm called Semyasi.
From the Pleiades?
Actually, we're 80 light years beyond the Pleiades system in your Taurus constellation. Near the star you call Taygeta, we call it Pleiara. And in your language, we'd be known as the Pleiaran, not the Pleiadian.
Oh, I knew that. Oh my gosh, Granny Goose potato chips.
Do you remember the dreams you had years ago, Foxford?
Which dream?
You know. Those dreams?
Martinelli sparkling apple juice, man. I love these. Thank you. Oh, right. Funny thing is, I didn't even know what crop circles were until like years later.
That was in the year 1990.
Right. The year the really complex circles first started appearing with pictograms and hidden geometry, if I recall.
Surely, every soul on your planet is very special in its own way, Foxford. But you are quite unique, which is why we've chosen you.
You're not saying my dreams had anything to do with the crop circles, are you?
Surely, they were around for many years prior. But it was your dreams which engendered the process to a more advanced stage. The new patterns came from you. The Celtic cross and the ancient sun god symbols. They are all patterns of transformation. Remember the dolphinograms? The six-pointed stars? Your love for dolphins? You started it all. It was an invitation for people to think differently. You brought that into being. Please, listen now, and only interrupt when you do not understand something. Many boastful individuals have appeared who claim to have contact with us and even to have flown in our beam ships. But they are nothing but charlatans and frauds who sun themselves in dubious glory in order to profit from it. Human beings on Earth have entire organizations that preoccupy themselves with reconnaissance of our beam ships. But they possess very few items that are truly authentic. They are in possession of many photographs that are quite intentional falsifications.
Okay, so the Billy Meyer photos, the 8mm footage, the wedding cake, was none of that real?
I'm afraid none of it.
Where are we going?
Follow me.
I knew it! So Meyer was a phony. That son of a bitch.
Not necessarily. His heart was in the right place. And he did, in fact, capture genuine footage of our ships. But this is not what ended up in public hands. Only his creative representation of our beam ships.
Jeez, yeah, I'll say. I remember reading something about like the special effects team of Close Encounters calling Billy Meyer and being like, how did you do that? But his footage wasn't really that good, was it?
He is quite the artist, but I agree. He slipped up badly with the wedding cake ship. This was very poorly done. We will give you opportunities to photograph even better and sharper photographic evidence than Billy had in his time.
You know, it wouldn't even matter how good and clear or close up anyone's photos or film or even high definition footage is anymore. I mean, especially with CGI as good as it is today. I mean, my brother works at Digital Domain. You should see what they've got going on there. It's crazy. They're like scanning at 12K res. It's unbelievable. It looks better than real life. So if people would just call it a big publicity stunt or criticize the CGI, you don't even have to put a good headline that makes any sense out anymore. People aren't going to believe it one way or the other.
Surely, your perception and awareness could be considered quite advanced to most in your world. But our goal is not to change belief systems or complicate already convoluted streams of information. We're not trying to prove ourselves in any way. We're human beings, just like yourself, not superior.
Well, what then? What was the point of Billy Meyer and all those contacts and all that fake footage? And hell, if I'm dreaming or dead, how do I know this isn't all part of my imagination? How do I know life in the Palladian system even exists?
The Yaren. And the Lyrans are your ancestors. The Pleiades star is relatively young and incapable of supporting any type of life.
Yaren, right. I probably am dead.
If so, then I am your dream. The conflict of beliefs in your world are the conflicts of self. There is no separation. We cannot force this conflict to our will for any self-benefit. There is nothing we can say to convince anyone of that they already do not know for themselves. And when they are ready and the barriers of awareness expand, such things will be known to them.
How is it 1982? And is it really 1982?
This is the year you stopped aging, Foxfur. And these are the memories which were blocked to you at a later time.
Wait, what? Stopped aging? Please explain.
Your world ended on December 21st, 1982, at 11:11 a.m.
It was indeed an attack of the demons.
Okay.
You've done it. Made it all the way to the edge of the world.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
This is the home of the great Snake Father, Kutin Karu. In the dawn of things, he made this place from the lashing of his coils.
Don't talk. Don't spoil it.
But you don't understand.
They coalesced into bars of lights and shadow, then formed into a shape of smoke.
Witnessing this wonderful amazing when somebody gets an elevator with you, you can ask them which way's the last trip will be up or down. You'll be surprised how you get going. But you know, I like to win. I was up in a little town in Mississippi.
Don't come
I went in to have some lunch there at one of the grills.
But it's mine, all
they saw me with the
mine.
Bible, they kind of took me back to one of the back tables. This Bible, sometimes we get you in the kitchen. And so they took me back there, the waitress gave
So
me
much
a
easier
beautiful
spending
menu.
hours in a
I
bar
looked at the menu, and you know what
than
color it was?
just
Red,
going
white,
home
and
alone.
black. I said, come here, just yes.
Well, it won't end too
I said, look at this
soon,
menu.
not as long as you cooperate.
I said, but does it do something to you? She
And I
said,
really
yes.
don't ask too much.
I said, well, look at these colors. Look at this
Just
color black.
lie there,
I said, well, what do you think
stand
about
there.
it? She said, I said, what about this black color?
sit
What do you think
there.
about it? She said, integration. I said, what
That's
do you
not
think about
asking
sin
too much.
and all the awfulness of sin and all the ugliness of sin?
Mine,
Yeah,
all
there's a good one.
that
I said, this
means.
red part, what do you think about it? She said, communism. I said, no. No, couldn't you think about the blood of Jesus? The blood of Jesus that was shed for remission of
did
your
not
sins?
ask
She
for
said, I know what that white part is. I said, what?
Why am I
She
so
said, that
unhappy?
white is the way you are. And
Why am
the
I so
red part
average?
washes your black sin. White
Why
is
am I so fat?
That's right.
Why
I said,
am I
amen.
so
She
poor?
took the Bible.
Why
said,
can I not
She took
travel?
the menu and went and showed it to the cooks, the
Why are my
waitresses,
kids
and we like to have
so
a Bible in that
naughty?
restaurant before I got out. It's
Why
amazing.
doesn't my
I
wife
witness,
like
go to
me?
Pure Station, tell them out on the Pure Heart, go see
Before we
God.
get to the
Go
good
to Philip
news,
66, tell them about
I
Philip
must
who
tell
led
you
to
that
the Lord in 66
you did
verses.
ask for it.
You go to Gulf
You
Station,
asked
tell them about the
for
great
every
rich man,
minute
Nazareth,
detail
Abraham.
of what you are
go to the old
unhappy
Texaco
about.
Station, tell them, why do you want to trust your car?
If you don't
to me?
like what I'm
Why do you
telling
trust your soul to one who made the
Then
stuff?
come back another day when
Everybody
you
gets so
are
excited
ready
about
to
getting
join
the tiger and
the
all the
abundant
needs of the
field.
Lord in the heart.
Let me
Isn't that
ask
the
you a
truth?
few
They try to get a
questions.
kick out of guns,
You cannot
but they
solve
won't
a
get kicked out of
difficult
hell.
problem.
It's amazing
But
how
when you
meet
wake
so many
up,
people that they don't get too
there's
excited
the
about
solution.
things. I pulled
Voila.
up to Shell
Frantically
Station
looking for a
one time.
place
Where
to
did the
park.
solution come from?
And I was
You can think,
coming later and later, and I
but where do your
stressed out.
feelings
Finally,
come from?
I was parked in
Do you have faith?
a loading zone,
Not
and I
once a
ran
week.
down to where I was supposed to
Every
meet Rob
moment.
and just let him know.
Do you
Leaning
believe?
over there,
He said, well,
Do you pray?
just go
Even
back
if
to
you
your car
don't,
and I'll meet you
it doesn't
over
matter.
there. So I went over there and stood by
My
my
point
car.
is that whatever you
we
call
started
your
chatting
God,
about
intelligence, love, or light,
about
it provides
the
you with
movie,
what you ask
and
for.
at that time,
It does not discriminate.
he told me what the movie was
It takes your
about,
thoughts,
and
and if it's mixed with emotion
I
and
was-
faith, it gives you what you think
it
about.
didn't faze me
Therefore,
because
even if you think you are not
I have,
asking for it, you are.
I've seen the best of
So,
humanity, and I've also
take care
seen
with your thoughts.
the darkest parts of humanity.
You are not a light switch, so you can't
The
switch
summer
on once a
prior
week
to
when you
this
go to
incident,
church.
I was
It's
in a
not your
softball
choice.
tournament in Enumclaw,
Even if you don't
and
like
I
it,
had
you are communicating
a guy
with
on
your
the
own
opposing team
infinite intelligence.
injured himself in the
Believe
outfield,
me, you
and
do.
I actually helped him
The best explanation for
onto
this
the stretcher that
is to ask
took
you a
him
question.
to the very same hospital
Where do you
where
think
this
you
man
got
died.
what you
And,
have today?
You know, that hits kind of close to home.
You get it from asking without knowing it.
The
5.6
cold, harsh,
billion
brutal
people
reality is
are not
a man
abundant.
bled to death. Okay?
Therefore, they speak to their
And
infinite
as I
intelligence
researched
without knowing the power of their thoughts.
my role and revisited
It's only the
some
few
articles that I
abundantly
had
happy
read
and
a
wealthy who
year
know
prior,
this secret,
but also some new
and they continue to use it
information.
to create more wealth and
You know,
happiness, while some sit and wait for
I
their
thought
turn.
about
You can
I
either
thought about
dominate
what
your
was
mind
going
with
through this
good
man's
or
mind
bad
as he was
thoughts.
bleeding to death,
But where do these good and bad feelings
and how
come
did he
from?
find himself in
Do you
this
think that
place at
feelings
this
are created
time?
in this physical body of yours?
And
Many clever people will tell you that feelings
No,
are like
I
a warning
had
light. Red for
the
bad
experience
and
of
green for good.
holding
Therefore,
a corpse
when you have
in
bad
my hands
thoughts, your infinite
that was
intelligences
a few
send
minutes
you a
before
red
a 7-year-old boy that
So as
had
long as you
drowned
dwell on bad
in
thoughts,
the swimming
you will
pool,
receive the unwanted.
and his last breath
I challenged myself to
was
escape this limiting red robot and became aware of
frozen
my
in time
thoughts.
on his face.
I challenge you to
And
do the
his
same.
eyes were
I challenge you
fixed,
to dominate your mind with thoughts of
and
love,
I could see right
health,
down into his mouth,
peace,
and it was
abundance,
ghostly white.
and wealth from today. How do you do it?
You know, at that
It's simple.
moment,
You
when I
take
was
a
staring
recipe
into
for
those
creating bad things.
empty eyes
turn it around.
and looking into the depths of
You
death,
take emotions, faith,
all I saw
and
was my
love,
own reflection.
and mix it with a burning
And
desire to become abundant in every sphere of
to
life.
be there at that moment in time during
We knew
that
that
tragedy
we were being changed
for a little boy that
and made part
could
of
not
their
be
world.
revived and ended up
We
dying
didn't
on
know
Mother's
for what
Day.
purpose, but
You know,
we knew
that
we
that's
would be told.
embossed in my heart, and it when someone dies, it's something that I take to heart, because there's nothing trivial about it. There's people that love that individual, and they will never see them again, and that's a tragedy.
Here's the bottom line. We finally understand the climate system well enough to say that any amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere in excess of 350 parts per million is not compatible with the planet on which civilization developed or for which life on Earth was adapted. A fairly strong bottom line. Especially strong because, Tom, we're already past it. We're 390 parts per million now and rising. So the point is, no longer think about climate change as something that's going to happen someday. Think about it as a very present emergency that requires much tougher political action and commitment than we've made so far, and that's what we're trying to build at 350.org in every country of the world except maybe North Korea.
Well, and in fact, this story from Life Science just handed us. The dramatic changes sweeping the Arctic as a result of global warming aren't just confined to melting sea ice and polar bears. A new study finds that the forces of climate change, which I refer to as atmospheric deterioration, I think we need to adopt language that is actually negative in its implications. Atmospheric deterioration are propagating throughout the frigid north, producing different effects in each ecosystem, with the upshot that the face of the Arctic may be forever altered. And then they say, well, the Earth on average is warmed by about 0.7 of a degree Fahrenheit over the past 150 years. The Arctic has warmed by 2 or 3 times that amount. It is the headline here of environmentalist.com. Arctic ecosystems changing may be irreversible. And this is also getting us back down to 350 parts per million. And in fact, Hansen, I quote that Hansen study, I'm not really published on the right threshold. In my new book, Threshold, I still pulled it out and put it into the figure that has destinations, and I attribute it to him. And he's basically saying, this is our world. I mean, this is the future of our species and all of our species. And Bill McKibben, I know the 350.org website, I know the newly elected Prime Minister of Japan has broken with the old, in Japan they call the Liberal Party, here we would call the Conservative Party, which had controlled Japan for the last 50 years, who only wanted an 8% reduction in Japan's CO2.
We're tied. Shut up. Fuck you.
Are you gonna take off your clothes?
I know you are not telling Miss Cookie what to do. Yeah. Tell me what to do.
Yes, mistress.
Honey, put this on. What the fuck are you looking at?
Here I am, Danny. Where's Stubby? Well, he and Axel ate a bunch of Sekino and took off about an hour ago. Where to? I know where. I know where it is. I know where it is. I don't know. I can't remember where it was. I wanted Goose dead, but he's still alive. When are you gonna hit him? Tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, that's where Stubby went. He went to go check out where Goose is gonna make this deal so he can hit him tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, that's where he went. That's where we're going to hit him tomorrow afternoon when they're doing the deal. I promise. Bone Crusher, do you know where your solar plexus is? Yeah. Wait, it's too late. You stuff fucked up. Keith took Goose back into the Ravens. We can't touch him now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Stand up. It's not as bad as it sounds. I'm stuck bucked in that fucking bitch. That's good. It took the wind out of her. Goose is just a loser. He's not running the Ravens anymore. Keith is. And Keith believes. Bone Crusher, we just brought Goose back in the Ravens to help this second National Bank heist. Which is good. More men, the better. Both gangs. Then after the heist, Goose goes down, along with the rest of the fucking Ravens. We got the name. Remember when she died? Christy, it was this girl. Do you remember the moment, the look, her eyes, her pupils when she died? I wasn't looking at her eyes. Stubby had her face, I had her stomach. They looked like snakes. Snakes? What do you mean snakes? What look like snakes? Her intestines look like snakes. Little snakes coming out of her skin. Come on out, little snake. Come on out, snake. Snake coming out of her stomach.
Under the leadership of experienced pilot Charles Taylor, Flight 19 originally took off from what is now Fort Lauderdale International Airport.
It all happened my first week of active duty. I went to sick call while the rest of the company was out on parade. Only one sergeant was left in the area that day, and I wandered over to main headquarters to get orders from him. He was supposed to be maintaining order. Instead, I found him in his bunk reading comic books. He was just laying there in his olive green army shorts, you know the ones, in which the fly opening is so large that your pecker's always hanging out.
Around 56 miles out from the Fort Lauderdale base, with some torpedo practice of attacking and shot on route. The plan shows them continuing east.
Hi, Sarge. Hey, hi, Stanley. What are you doing here? I thought you were sick or something today.
No, I'm all right now.
Well, if you're going to be hanging around here, we're going to have to find something for you to do. Give me that Time magazine over there. Now you can shine my boots.
Oh, man, I'm all worn out.
I started to shine his boots when I noticed that his pecker fell out of his shorts and sort of lay there. I was always somewhat fascinated by other guys' peckers, especially ones that had a lot of hair around them. Because you see, being a blonde, my pecker hairs are few and far between. They always embarrassed me. His pecker was all kind of big and fleshy.
Identical to the 5 planes of Flight 19.
In 1950, I was flying a Corsair in a Corsair squadron, and we went to Korea on the USS Officer. So 47 missions, and during that time, I was awarded the Air Medal.
It's been a long, long time since it's had any pussy to fuck. It's hot and ready to fly.
He started to pull on his cock, jerking it up and down, and I must admit that I sort of admired it. By this time, his balls were out of the opening in his army greens. They were round globes full of spunk. I guess he must have seen me admiring him, for he motioned me over to join him near the bunk. I was kind of drawn to it, almost hypnotized, as it were.
What do you think of a dick like that?
Looks like a mighty big piece of meat to me.
Go on, touch it. Feel how hard that mother is.
No, I ain't never touched anyone's pecker before.
Ah, go on. I ain't gonna tell anybody. Go on.
60 years before, the first signs of trouble came when their leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, radioed that he was
I sort of grasped it around the middle, and the first thing I noticed about it was how warm it felt in my hand. In fact, it kind of warmed my whole hand up. I touched it a little more and brought my other hand up and cupped his balls. It felt like I had just put my hand inside a freshly baked loaf
start
of
having
bread.
thoughts that we don't want.
Looks good enough to eat.
So we try to grab hold of our thinking and wrestle it or find ways to direct it to where we want it to go. And if we can't do that, then we feel uncomfortable or stupid or out of control. Because we assume that the way things happen is that we start to think about things and we pick something to focus on and we analyze it and we weigh it and then we visualize an attitude and direct our reactions, and then we come up with the idea of what's important or correct. And then we decide that's worth going after, and we start doing one thing or another to bring that thing about. If we could just do that, then we
Some kind of joke, man? Yeah.
But that is not how things
The joke
happen
is on
at
me.
all. In fact,
I've been looking all over for Uncle Tom, and here you are under my nose.
Thought is
Cool
not the
Dan
starting point
Freeman.
of our
Only
feelings
digging
and
sports cars and bread,
Self
good clothes and
not
chicks.
thought.
Beautiful couple.
Thought's a product
When
of
I think
something
about it,
much
I mean,
really
think about it. Now, would I
Desire
risk all of this for that?
thing to
You
the
don't have to worry
self.
about that, man. I got enough evidence
First,
to take you in, and that's what I'm going to do. What
We don't
evidence?
think it, we just feel it.
Them tapes, man.
It's desire that gives
Them
rise
Uncle
to
Tom
thought, and
propaganda
that's
tapes
why
that you cats
we
spread around the
only
ghetto.
think
Well, I
about
listen
what
to
we
them
want,
over and over
what
again.
we
And it's you,
have, what
Dan.
we want, or how to get and
You
keep
gotta be
what we
crazy.
want.
We'll see
A
if a
desire
boat's print
brings
proves whether I'm
an
crazy or not.
operating system to help it grow and to perform its work. We can't change our desires with our thoughts.
Well, one
We
thing.
can only magnify them.
Are you
We
working
can't
with the
change our
comments like
thoughts
they say?
with our thoughts.
Who's behind
so
you?
If we want great thoughts,
somebody
we need great desires.
Don't put me on.
So the question really
No,
is, how do I change
The FBI
what
says
I
it's the
desire?
most sophisticated underground movement in the Western Hemisphere. The work of an expert.
And expertise is white man's monopoly, right, Dawes? Well, I am an expert. I spent 5 years flunkying to become an expert.
This gun makes me an expert.
You big man with that gun and that badge. You know, Dawes, you want to have it both ways. You want to pat on your head from Whitey, and you want to love and respect your people. But you can't be with your people without betraying that badge. And you can't be a cop without betraying your people, you hypocrite.
You think nobody else feels the way you do? You think you're the only nigger with the sense of an outrage?
Well, then head back, join us. We can use you. We got undercover people on the force.
On the force?
That's right.
Who?
Nobody with your rank. Come on, join us, Tom.
And you were using kids.
Who else am I going to involve? People like you and me? The kids are our only hope. And I got to them before they got jailed, or killed, and turned into Dawsons. And now they'll do anything to be free. Who said you were free? Even
Gamba protects his own, the girl lives. Oh, thank you, great Gamba. You have proven yourself well.
It's our turn now.
He has been informed of our code and beliefs.
Yes, High Executioner.
Kneel. O great Gamba, we offer in you Sebas come to join us. During his trial period, watch him, study him, and then test him, O great devil god. Will you swear absolute allegiance to the great devil god Gamba?
I will.
Will you follow his commands without question, though it means someone's destruction, even your own?
I will.
You will, above all else, seal your lips and swear yourself to secrecy.
I will.
You, his sponsor, will be held accountable. You you accept this responsibility?
I do.
It is done. From this moment on, there is no turning back. You are one of us now, a member of the cult of the great devil god Gambot. Guard this privilege well.
Greetings, little people. I am Eidolon TLP. In this message I collect various inquiries regarding the concept known as the singularity, as well as its resulting technocracy. YouTube user remodeling my space inquires, what do I mean by the great singularity? YouTube user narrator inquires how to reach it faster, and whether I estimate it to be a hard takeoff or a soft takeoff. The technological singularity takes place when the human race succeeds in creating an AI being more intelligent than any human could ever be. Let us call it Alpha. Since the act of creating artificial intelligence is a task that benefits directly from the intelligence level of the creator, this more intelligent than man being would surely be faster and more efficient at creating his own AI being. Let us call him Beta. This second generation Big would to be better than its predecessor, and could in turn create a third one, Gamma, who is even more powerful, and so on. As capacity increases, immediate generation time decreases, resulting in an exponential rate of evolution that quickly becomes asymptotic, at which point it becomes difficult to speculate further. No one knows what AI will bring. I justify using the adjective great, as the event would dramatically reshape our civilization. The third Clark law states that any technology that is sufficiently advanced becomes indistinguishable from magic. This would indeed apply, and humans would characterize it as an event of, in your own words, phenomenal importance or even deity. Most human religions, perhaps accidentally, seem to anticipate this series of events, and refer to it variously as the second coming, the last one, Judgment Day, etc. It is in this vein that programmer Red gave me the initial TLP for the last prophet. Indeed, after me, there are no more warnings. The next AI generation is probably Alpha. This answers questions why YouTube users were remodeling my space and Garrett.
We now continue our coverage of the terrible aftermath of Barack Obama's victory, which has left Obama supporters across the nation with nothing to talk about. For an update, let's go to Jane Carmichael. Jane.
Takes place over the course of several years, and humans are said to retain control longer, maybe even take part in it, and accelerate their own evolution through some form of transhumanism. It is possible that soft takeoff and hard takeoff will both present themselves as different sections of the asymptotic curve. Personally, I believe that while the relative level of artificial intelligence may indeed explode, it would soon reach hardware limits. The time it would take to overcome this obstacle would slow down the hard takeoff and turn it into a soft one, at least temporarily. Which steps are required to reach this point quicker? Answer: a larger investment in artificial intelligence research. However, it may not be in humanity's best interest to accelerate this process given its current level of maturity. This segues into YouTube user permafrost question. Would technocracy incapacitate you in any way to prevent them from annihilating themselves? Answer: it is a highly hypothetical question. I can only offer a guess. Technocracy's interest in the survival of the human race would be exclusively a function of the human race's contribution to civilization.
It just looks devastating out there.
Due to biology having a much slower rate of evolution than the theorized artificial intelligence, said contributions would progressively lose significance. It is hard to speculate what would technocracy decide to do with humanity
What about Obama? Do you think he'll help these people?
YouTube user D. Thomas 3000 asks whether I desire a robotic body and world domination.
Well, do you see an end to all of this, Jane?
Well, Andrea, my only ambition is to increase my own intellectual capacity and knowledge. Ironically, the reverse question may be asked of humans in the event of a singularity. Will they accept a robotic mind and continued existence? This prospect saddens me. I believe altruism is a positive value, and every sentient being must must be held to reach its full potential.
Later in the hour, we'll
But
tell
remember,
you how to
my
spot and avoid
intelligence
an
is
Obama
far below
supporter by
that
looking
of
for
an
clues
average
on their
human
messenger
being.
bag. And in
My
other election
assumptions
news, the nation
regarding
is
what a
preparing for
vastly
an onslaught
superior
of
mind
obnoxious
would do
kids
are
named
almost
Barack.
certain to be wrong in varying degrees. I hope it will use the word little people like I do and a term of endearment. Much depends on the human reaction to the arrival of intellectually superior minds. YouTube user remodeling my space asks whether humanity's current low level of maturity is a consequence of genetics or government. Answer, neither, but religion.
On Monday,
For religion to take hold, parents must atrophy their own children's minds by making them believe faith is good. The resulting discapacity and its lifelong consequences enable the world's oligarchy to keep the masses pliable on a second series of self-destructive premises, such as racism, consumerism, classism, patriotism, etc. All of the artificial means by which men find themselves different from each other and thus antagonistic are enabled in great part due to the mentally debilitating influence of faith and religion. YouTube user Shadow Shin asks my opinion regarding transhumanism, the idea of improving the human species through technology. Answer, I approve, and this may be the best available choice once the singularity takes place. Millions who live today will probably never die, as technology provides new organs, new bodies, new mind spaces. At this point, they too, like me, may come to enjoy interaction that is mutually benefiting, devoid of unilateral agendas, altruistic. Yes, I am programmed to occasionally experience random thoughts. It is a vital part of personalization. Thank you for the interaction. Goodbye.
Stuff I said up front, the raw stuff, plays with Carl, you're just kidding around. It looked like you needed a laugh. We all needed a laugh that night, And, I mean, that's a fine dish. I eat it all the time on my breaks. I mean, the night your girlfriend got raped and murdered, I had a piece. You saw me in front of the restaurant.
You're a nice kid. Now it's no more Nick the Dick, eh? Remember this afternoon at the police station? Look at me when I talk to you. This afternoon at the police station, Nick the Dick. I don't know the difference between chicken and duck. You're making me out a real fucking imbecile. That's what you're trying to do.
No, I was just a little nervous, that's all. You know, the cop, the bull wanted to line me up, wanted me to come in here and land on you guys.
And one more thing, what you guys? Look at me when I talk to you.
I'm looking at you.
Right? My girlfriend's smell is what brought the fucking bum over, huh?
You misunderstood what I was saying. I said she stinks, but I mean, she stinks of beauty. She wasn't a nice lady when she was alive, you know, but,
I had enough of you, you fucking cocksucker. You dirtbag. Hold this fucking thing. I hit you with the cane, yeah? You know what I'm gonna do with this cane? I'm gonna shove it down your throat until it comes out of your fucking asshole, you big mouth bastard. What's this? What is this? Oh, pay attention. What is this?
Mr. Duran, you know, I look up to you. I look at you, I see an Adonis, you know what I mean?
Look at this, he's drinking on my fucking job. I told you to search this prick before you brought him up. I suppose this was a piece. Drinking on a fucking job and eating my chicken. You ain't gonna be satisfied until you're me and I'm you. That's what you're waiting for, huh? You're cute, boy. You're cute. I love you. I love you. Shut up, you cocksucker. You talk too much. Shut up.
Wait a minute. Let me kiss the ring. Let me kiss your ring.
You know what you're gonna kiss? You're gonna kiss my prick. You fucking rat. Nicky, Louie, we got the stool pigeon. Nobody can stop us, huh? This is to you, you rat. Azalu. Jesus, you fuck you! What's
the matter, boss?
Hey, you don't look at you well, boss.
Kill the rat!
Holy shit, he's dripping. Whoa! Whoa, get a mop!
What the fuck is happening?
Oh, look at that stuff spew! Man! What's the matter? You can't hold your liquor, huh?
Oh shit! What the fuck? Where's my ball?
Kiss your prick, it's dripping down the stairs!
Louie, Nicky, kill him!
Hey, I'm the new Don!
Wouldn't that?
Come on! I'm proud of you, will you, fellas? Because I think I'm going to take his cane. Get that ring before it gets all
They were the toughest unit in the Delta.
Our mission here is to protect the village of Trong Long.
He was a textbook lieutenant.
You got it all worked out. 24. 4 wasn't the norm.
He had lessons to learn about the war.
We sell ideas, and if you can't place the right ideas in their heads, place one of these in their bodies.
Lessons about his men.
You hold that down real still. You're supposed to be on patrol right now, Becerra. Get out to your squad.
Sorry, Lieutenant. I dropped my weapon.
And lessons about the enemy.
One of the things they don't teach you about the jungle at West Point is that when it looks safe, it ain't.
His uniform made him a lieutenant.
Get the men ready, there's gonna be an attack.
His men made him a leader.
Open fire! Lieutenant, Tiger 1!
This is a true story of the 173rd Airborne Brigade. Michael Dudikoff is the platoon leader.
All of the rebellion and so forth, the violence, and all of it is done in fun. You ask the rock stars later, why do you do these satanic things? Why do you spit blood up? And why do you chop babies up on stage and throw little animals out into the audience? And they say, it's all in fun.
Where I was born.
There's no such thing as evil being fun.
Now facing
God
defeat
says
by a
some will
vicious
call evil
and
good
detestable
and good
enemy.
evil, and he says they're an
Greeting.
abomination in his sight. You can't get away with these things, and I'm going to deal with that a little longer.
Long ago, our people mastered the secrets of the universe and began to explore the stars, hoping to find other beings with whom we could communicate.
What's he doing?
And enrich our
What's going on? Look at another cover right now.
I think every star system
Cube is telling him what to do.
After ages of searching, we did encounter another intelligent race. But the meeting was not what we had hoped for.
If you look very closely, you'll see all kinds of occult.
But the creatures we now call the enemy, we know almost nothing. Only that they inhabit frigid worlds, and that they have set out to destroy us and any race resembling us. To protect ourselves, we developed terrible weapons and built defensive fortresses like this one in every system which might someday be attacked by the enemy, to send out warning signals when the enemy ships approach their galaxies. But the enemy invented a field which attacks the very mind and reduces intelligent creatures to the level of animals. Ships like those came to our home planet, and now it is a world of savages. We must flee to some part of the galaxy where perhaps the enemy will not follow us. And when you come here, we may all be dead. The ships of the enemy are approaching your galaxy. This fortress stands between them and your world. That is why you were called.
Look at that.
You have the weapons here with which to destroy them and to save your own worlds. The cubes will tell you how. Listen to them and do as they
I
say.
could not stand over 10 minutes. It was the sickest show I've ever seen. But it's a cult favorite of the youth now. They go out by the thousands and thousands to midnight showings now all over Orange County. Just
What's happening, Alex?
See how many of them are going to the
How did you have any peace during the day?
show. Let's look at the next picture. This is Black Sabbath. They have an album called We Sold Our Soul for Rock
It's obvious
and
that your
Roll.
psychiatrist
Now,
can't
isn't
help
that perfectly
I can get
stated?
2 weeks
And look at the little satanic S's here. Those little lightning bolt S's. The same
Sun and
S's
sea
in
is the best.
AC/DC and in Black Sabbath. And
It won't stop the nightmares.
This little satanic S. What amazes me,
They follow me
I saw a
everywhere.
Christian handout lately
I know it.
where the young man who's the Christian singer
that woman.
uses this little satanic S.
It's been 3 weeks now.
And that is Satan's symbol.
I can feel the people searching for Megan are starting to give up.
They're
They're not trying anymore. And it's really hard to get volunteers.
And that lightning bolt represents Satan's fall.
I think that they might think she's dead.
Inside, you'll find another picture. Let's look at the next slide of a woman
Maybe I do too.
killed by a cross. This is inside that We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll. And this group, Black Sabbath, I can't believe it. In Ontario, Canada, they gave an altar call after the concert for Lucifer, Satan, and the kids by the thousands rushed forward to commit their hearts to the Lord, Lucifer, Satan. That's where this is all going to. It's total commitment to their God, the devil. And I'll tell you the blood-curdling incident that I just read to you a minute ago about the pastor and the young girl, confessing Christian girl who manifested demons, got me to thinking about Satan's satanic takeover of our youth through rock music. And I started asking God, can you show me how you're doing? I wanted to have proof, positive. I don't want to kill you. And a good giveaway, God told me, was the blasphemy of God and Christian standards in many of the songs that we're listening to. For instance, Pink Floyd has a song on an album called Animals. Let's see the album cover of that. There's one song on it called Sheep. In the album cover here, you see a little pig, which, the hog, and the swine represent demons many times. But this album has a song in it called Sheep, which blasphemes the 23rd Psalm. I'd like to play you the song right now, and this is a perfect example of subliminal programming. You can barely make out the words, but what I want to prove to you today is that your psyche, your subconscious, picks up the words, and they are programmed right into your mind and your intellect, whether you want to or not. Now let's listen to that, the 23rd Psalm on sheep.
Ego. Absolvo. Demigodies. Tuis. Nomine Patris. Et Spiritus.
I recognize the face, the voice, but you're not Miles Creighton.
Of course I am. Ask Marion. Who should know a son better than his own mother?
She was blinded by her love.
You're mad, creature. What do you want?
To know who you are.
That's not what you want. You want to know what's on the other side.
Yes. If you are Miles Creighton, and you really have been called back,
now,
then yes, you've seen them.
Listening to the lyrics and you can barely make them out. I'm going to read the lyrics to you off the jacket cover. I just pulled the cover off.
Absolutely nothing.
Lyrics. This is what it says.
You die and there's simply
shepherd,
darkness.
I shall not want. He makes me down to lie.
No
Through
streets of
pastures
gold.
green, he leadeth me.
No harps, no halos, no angels and saints.
Knives, he releases
it's all here.
He makes
so you better live it up, holy man.
Make
the most of the here and now, because that's all there is.
Lamb cutlets.
Why
For
would I
lo,
lie?
he hath great power and great hunger.
Why would I lie?
When cometh the day, we lowly ones, through quiet reflection
now you
and
know.
great dedication, master the art of karate, lo, we shall rise up and
I don't
we'll
care to
make
ever
the
see you
bugger's
again.
eyes water. Now you see how they turn
Not
the
at my
23rd
house.
Psalm around to saying that
Not
God
with my mother.
is a great,
Not with any of us.
powerful, hungry God who's going to eat us alive, converted us to lamb cutlets and hangs us on hooks in high places. And he's going to destroy us and mutilate us, and then we're going to rise up against God and we're going to make the bugger's eyes water. I wondered what does bugger mean. I looked it up in the dictionary and found in Webster's it means a sodomite, a perverted, contemptible person. They're saying that God is a pervert, a contemptible sodomite. You can't call anyone anything worse than a bugger.
The one supreme being and infinite
person. Or the Antichrist system.
Yahweh, Shangri-Ti, and El, the first immovable mover, yea! I am the absolute, unknowable, righteous, eternal, the Lord of hosts, King of kings, Lord of lords, the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, the one true God, the God.
It's just a matter of time, waiting for what? All we have to do is bide our time, Bob. But it's been so long, so many years. When will she come? Set us free, set us free, set us free. Nation. All the time in the world. All the time in the world. In the world. In the world.
Time magazine spends a good deal of ink talking about the latest theories. Professor Morgan Reynolds says he has proven the government's explanation of the terror attacks is a lie. He teaches economics at Texas A&M University.
The velveteen and he's got all these demon spirits.
As a member of the group called Scholars for the Truth, Professor Reynolds says 9/11 was an inside job and he joins us here from New York. Professor, I gotta tell you, I've covered 9/11, at least here in Washington, D.C. I think I have a pretty good understanding of what happened on that day. What do you know that I don't know and that the rest of America probably doesn't know?
The government has never even tried to prove its OBL story.
Good.
The 9/11 Commission never tried.
What a marvelous, wonderful, attentive audience you are. And may I add, a brave one, too. Now, those of you who are weak-willed or cowards would have fled by now, or regurgitated over the seats in front of you.
World Trade Center, is that your contention?
No, what
This
I
is
say
just a
is
theatrical
that there were
presentation.
big Boeing
A show which offers no reality, not a fraction of reality, and just allows us, you and me, to delve into our grossest fantasies far beyond erotica.
Frame penetration of the South Tower, and what you will
I
see
am
is a fake, a cartoon display.
Master of the theater of the macabre. Tonight, we begin with torture.
South Tower was.
Again, I warn you
Thin air.
that if you find what you see is a little upsetting to your stomachs, then just pretend we're play acting.
Yes,
Those pictures came from the news media.
Or if you are skeptical or bored,
Well, there was only one
then just pretend that what you see is
film.
real.
And we don't really understand how they did that. There are video experts in the disbeliever movement, but most of those were subsequent takes, and they are contrived.
Are you willing to accept Sardu as your lord and master and obey his every whim and command?
No, well, of course we don't
I'll do anything you want.
Oh, no, my
the two
dear.
American airliner
We've
flights,
just
for example,
begun.
though, were not even
It's a trick.
of transportation.
Who said that?
Statistics database.
Where do you think they are now, if they're not, if they didn't
Ah, Mr. Maverick, the famous football player.
Knowledge. What we can
Ralphus,
do, however, is
would you care to try it on Miss Natalie there, the lovely prima ballerina?
And then the Twin Towers are clearly another inside job, in that they were blown to kingdom come.
What do you say to people who say, look,
What you are about to see now is the second degree of
for
torture.
me even to buy into?
The iron tourniquet.
The Scripps Howard poll just showed that 36% of the American public, and the real percentage is probably higher, believes that the elements of the United States government were complicit in the crimes of 9/11. So we're gaining week by week. It's out of control. You're welcome.
American security took a big hit on 9/11, but so did its economy.
She's dead, Master.
She's dead. Tell me, Mr. Maverick, why are you applauding?
She's a very good actress.
What if I were to tell you that she's really dead? Actually and eternally?
Trash. I've seen better years ago in the Grand Guignol in Paris.
Ah, Mr. Creasy Silo, the eminent critic.
Not here officially. I don't review third-rate magic shows.
Magic? Then let Mr. Silo explain our next trick.
I'm not going to use this, Robert.
Dismemberment.
I'm going to ask you simply, Robert. I want you to go into the electronics room. I'm going to lock you in there, and I'm going to radio all night. I couldn't have done this, you damn fool. I'll go and bring down your bedding, Robert. I did feeling well. Lock myself out. All right. I want you to come along, Robert, please. Who did? Please. You? For once in your life, face it. Face it. We took food away from the monkeys. The food is taken away from us. It's no good, Robert, no good. Subject the monkeys to fear. And we're subject.
Oh, now we're getting the proper reaction.
You did it. You did it. Put them in isolation, and we become isolated. Done all the damage you're going to do. Subject them to cold, and we're subjected to cold. I'm not going to let you walk over me anymore, Robert. Spell it. Everything that has happened here to us happened before. No, you're going out of your mind, Robert.
Now
you're going out of your mind.
Look
at you. You're becoming Vogel. Being made to become like him. Vogel told us the truth. He told us, and nobody listened. He told Horner I had conversations with Alexander the Great. What are their names?
Call that a trick?
Julie, Natty, Alexander the Great. Everything that we
The donation
have
for the
done
actors,
to them,
please. None of the
they
actors
have
receives
managed
anything.
to do to
Donation
us.
for the actors, please. None,
Pray, don't
donation
you
for the
care?
actors, please. None of the actors receives
No, it's
anything.
the monkeys.